Hello and welcome. So we're at the Lego house. We've got a bit of a fun one today. We are playing the birthday cake minifigure game. So what they have done within this amazing layout is they have hidden 10 identical birthday cake minifigures. Now I didn't know the total amount until after I got about 3/4 of the way through. So I thought there was only maybe one or two per side. But what you are looking for is there are 4 within this display, 2 within the Duplo display, and 4 in the other display. So that is the only clues that you're going to give. Some are nice and simple, like the one that you're about to see in a second. The rest, I'm not going to give you any help for whatsoever. So if you can see him, he is just right there, zoomed in on. So get your pens and paper out, make a tally of how many you find. At the end of the video, we will hunt all of them down and I will let you know where they all are. Now, they do multiple games throughout the whole year. They do seasonal ones, so you've got your Halloween ones and everything like that, where they will hide X amount of figures in and everything else. Currently, today, there was also had to find a load of Batman figures. They had added in all the Muppets characters, and the next game that we will play when I come back to this is you have to find a certain amount of identical minifigures which all have the exclusive Lego House t-shirt on and their name. So whereas we're just sort of soaking it all in slowly and just having a look at some of the displays, what I will have to do is make the video nearly 2 or 3 times as long as what it is now, because we will have to zoom in on absolutely every single minifigure. Now, this is new. I've spotted it's not new, but it's new to me. It is the Persian restaurant. So you can see it is the same restaurant with the same artwork, but it is a slightly different sign in their ski lodge. I think that's a really nice touch because obviously I was really trying to look for them, and I thought once I found the second one, I thought it was just going to be 2 in each. I didn't realise there was actually 10. So that's why the video could have probably been a little bit longer, but I think it's just the right length for what it needs to be because I had so much to film in the day. But now I know there's other games going on, I will be back and we'll be having a very, very good look at every single minifigure and zooming in on everything. Because like I said, there is other games going on where they have the exclusive Lego House t-shirt. There's a Batman one, and there was another couple as well that run all year round, as well as the seasonal ones. But focus point of today, can you spot the birthday cake minifigure? We are looking for 4 of them. 4 of the birthday cake figures. There is 4 on this side, so 10 in total. We're looking at 4 on this bit. A lot of the displays have actually changed as well. So obviously we've seen this one. So this is for Jay's Toy Collections UK. If you want to let me know in the comments below if you have watched this far, who that was with the goats, then please let me know. But you can see how it changes from day to night, which is obviously a really nice thing. You can get to see all the differences within inside the buildings and everything like that. Now you have to bear with me, the reason why it's so bouncy, I am sat on a staircase going down step by step on my bum, shimmying down as we go. But if you can spot any of the Muppet minifigures, again, let me know in the comments below as soon as you see them. If you want to give anybody a clue, write down the time of when you see them as well, so they can then see them for themselves. But you can see you've got plenty of butterflies, you've got all sorts of plantation, and then we start going a little bit lower because there might be some underground, there might be some above. There is a lot to look at and a lot to go on. So I don't want to spoil it for you, because like I said, I will point them out at the end of it, but I will give you a clue to when we see the next one, because it is very obvious. Some of them you will never know unless I point them out, or you've got a fantastic eye, but you are seeing it on a much bigger screen than me, so it might be a little bit easier to have a look at and see. So fingers crossed you can spot a lot of them. I could not get all 10. I actually had to ask help from a member of staff, and he very kindly pointed out, I think I was missing 3. So 3 of them, they were very, very difficult to find. But if you have been over the 6-week summer holiday in 2022, so it was 9th of September when this was filmed, 10th of September today when I'm doing this voiceover, so this display will finish, or shall I say this challenge will finish, I think on the 2nd of October, then it'll all get swapped over for Halloween, which will then start the following Thursday, I think. So that is the plan for me to get there at the start of the Halloween season, if possible. So that'd be nice and exciting. But let us know if you did know that these games were happening. Let me know, obviously, if you were here for the 6-week summer holiday and if you tried to play the game and if you just had a little bit of fun with it. Still sat on the staircase, so hence why it's still a little bit bouncy. It will smooth out eventually, don't worry, but it's step on step on step. You can see the steps in the reflection, and this is one of the first times that I've really gone all the way down basically to the floor and then actually found all the animals and snakes that are actually cut into the brickwork as well, which you will see in a second when they appear. Now, I am tempted to, next time I go into a Legoland park, ask if they do in their Miniland actually have games that run all year round, a bit like the Lego house as well. So I would imagine they might say yes, there'll be 8 bike races to look for, or there'll be 30 of the exact same minifigure or something like that, and you just end up going around the whole park and having a look at. Because I know you guys enjoyed the Ninjago challenge, and obviously looking for all the pumpkin patches and stuff that we did over the Halloween season. These videos seem to come across okay with regards to sort of viewage and all that sort of stuff, which I guess YouTube likes, but more importantly you guys like as well. So don't be afraid to drop plenty of comments as this one goes. That's obviously will help, but like I said, with regards to what you see at what time, in case other people have missed it, the point of this, see that I've never seen that before and I've come to this house loads and loads of times, let everybody know where the minifigure cake people are. So we found one so far, and we're looping it around into the next display. Now, obviously, like I said, there's 4 of them, so we're looking for 3 more on this bit, and then there's 2 in the middle, and then there's 4 more on the other side. And I will be interested to see how much this display will change for Halloween, because they seemed, I think they've added in more legs, so there seems to be a lot of just random white leg, sort of no torsos dotted about. So you've got one to the bottom left, and as we pan up and look around, you will see some more dotted about, and you've got the minifigure coming out of the dark tunnel chasing the person on the bike, and then you've just got the amazing layers of all of the brickwork and everything. It's just really impressive to look at and just try and soak in. And if you have got any inkling of how they do this with regards to just like the layers and the pieces, and you want to give it a go for it, because it's always nice to know that people sort of get inspired to try and build little bits. But there are minifigures dotted absolutely everywhere, and you've got plenty of scenes and scenarios. I was speaking to a very friendly, helpful member of staff, and they were saying that they have scenes set up for everything. There's even the creator sig figs in here, and their cars and other bits and pieces that he was pointing out to me, which I will go over at the end of this video as well. And there's Beatles. I think Oasis is playing on a rooftop, amongst a load of other bands that it's very much a case of you blink and you miss. And again, it's a bit of the same scenario with looking in here as well, because you've got figures in the top left, you've got a lawnmower person there, which is very well hidden, so it's really difficult to see, and you've got the person with the wheelchair and how far that path goes round. And you've got the farmer, you've got the person listening to the music, you've got somebody fishing by the looks of it as well, you've got the dogs. But you have to really sort of go up onto your tiptoes to see all of that. And again, it goes up the staircases and it just carries on. They have hidden a lot of stuff within the trees as well. So this is the one that we pointed out last time. So you've got the person trying to catch the skunk. But if you look up and further on, you've got the old car from '97. And you've got the people, what looks like they're sat on the benches having a picnic. I did actually find a fair bit more in those trees on this day. But I did actually film 2 videos. So there's something slightly different to come as well. But yes, I did find a lot of new stuff when I was here today. Yesterday when this was filmed, and it was nice to see a lot of the different techniques that they've used, and they have changed some of the scenes out. Actually, they've changed the scenes that much that after I actually finished filming this video and I went back to have a look at something, the layout completely changed. There was a Mickey Mouse boat, and they added in the new minifigure, and it was being spray painted. And I went back around there, and they'd moved it into a better place so everybody can see it. You can see all the Ghostbusters and the Scooby-Doo crew out the front, and then we pan round to the vans. The vans changed, and they've got all the minifigures pulled out, so Scooby-Doo and everybody's now out. I don't think they were all out last time. And what they do is they relocate the minifigures into different scenes as well. So there will be a Ghostbusters missing, because it is actually the pilot, shall we say, or the captain, that's the one, the captain of the boat in the display on the other side, which just happened to find completely by mistake. So they are always chopping and changing and moving things around, which is obviously really nice because it keeps it nice and interesting, just because it makes you keep coming back, especially if they do it when all the displays change, and again they do it with all the seasonal stuff as well. I am rather excited to see what this looks like at Christmas. I don't know why, but I can just imagine trying to find Christmas things in all of these trees. I'm not 100% sure how they will end up doing it, but you can see the minifigure there with his axe, just cutting some bits and pieces down, and then as we loop round, loads of minifigures hidden in. So there's something up there, there is a figure there, and then there is a load of dinosaurs and stuff as we pan around, but I actually found a lot more of them this time, and a lot more CMF minifigures sort of hidden within. So this is full length on the camera, and it's very difficult to see, and like I said, I was looking through a much smaller lens, so sometimes what I thought I was looking at actually wasn't the case. But you just have to forgive me as we go around. And if there's any of the scenes that you want to recreate, again, just let us know what ones you would like to do, and if you've actually done some of these that are very similar, just keep me up to date, because this is the side of stuff that I really am interested in. I've never really seen a bold minifigure with a hairpiece around the outside, and that has to be a scene from something. That looks like it's the start of an American sitcom, but I can't remember what that would be called. So if you've got any ideas, let us know in the comments below. I could be miles off with that, but that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like it's a one of the cartoons. And what have we got now? So we've got all the chickens. We've got some people playing with carrots, and then it looks like we've got all the apples and things within the trees. I did do a massive World Explorer video, which was longer than this one because we weren't playing the game. So obviously what I was trying to do on this one is not focus too much on everything and just look for the figures. That's why it's not as long as what it could have been, but I didn't have much time left. I literally had, this video is there or thereabouts, just over, well, it's 51 minutes until we find where all the figures are, and then it's probably another 10 minutes after that. So after I finished filming this, I had about 20 minutes left until the gates, so the front doors closed. But you can see there, Little Miss Riding Hood and the wolf, and then it goes all the way up into the castle, and then there's lots of stuff on display within that castle. So it was tight to get all of it in. It was, the reason why I didn't do it first thing in the morning is because this area was a little bit more busy, and it quietened off as I came at this point. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I've had plenty of time to do it, but by the time I finished this and the other video, there wasn't that much time left. But there will be a very long video of this coming. I would imagine the October one, the October version of this. If we are going to play multiple games, what I might do is we might set a double challenge where we've got to find all of the Halloween bits and pieces at the same time as looking for a specific minifigure, and I will just zoom in and get as close to every single minifigure as possible, a bit like this, and then just pan across slowly, and then we can spot them, and then you guys can just join in on that as well. But that will, if I do it this way, like I've just gone really slow there, it's going to be close to the 2-hour mark, I would imagine, because obviously I will stop and then we soak it all in and move a little bit. The only thing that we might have a problem with is the camera zoom, because of how deep this goes back. It is quite difficult to see, but we'll figure it out, and hopefully we can spot a lot of stuff. But there's people on the little trampolines there. That was a new one to me. And then they've got all the building work on the roof, which I think was there before, but I never really clocked on to all the construction crew on the ground doing bits and pieces with the wood and everything. So there's all those sorts of scenes. You got, I think you might have somebody being. There's the wheelchair one. So they've moved that one over to this side. So there's always that sort of diorama going down the slope. That one's moved a little bit. So that could end up nasty if he goes into the train. I like how they've done the texture on the road with that, with all the different elements. So I might add that into the Marvel display, because we've got a perfect smooth slope with Rhino running down at the moment. But might chop and change that up. And you've got the Angry Birds figures added in. So they have been dotted around. So they will apparently always add in the new figures every time the new CMFs are released. So what I will need to do is ask them if they are in when I go back in either October or December or end of November, and then figure out what is from the new CMF packs, and then that potentially could be a game that we could play. But we will worry about this one for now, and let us know if you have spotted any more of the birthday cake figures. It's one of those that you can really try and pay attention, and it won't be until I go, oh, actually, it's just to the left, just behind that tree. Can you see? And you'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, could have got that first time. But just a recap, we need to find 3 more within this display. So that is what we are looking for, and they are very well hidden, like that wizard. There is just a random wizard down there. I think he's got the green cloak on though, he's not got the blue one on. And it goes all up into the tree line. You can see there's a figure in there. That is not one. So there's just the figure that is in there is doing whatever it's doing. And then you've got all the details and everything on the roofs. But again, there is, during the daylight, there's a lot going on within the trees. And then it goes all the way up across the bridge. And there's a working train that will be running around. You've got this massive castle, which looks absolutely fantastic. It lit up at night. It looks so different as the lights change. You can see so much more internally, obviously, when it gets dark and the lights come on, and then vice versa. But you can just see how far back that display goes on the water. So that was full length up at the top, and then there is a massive amount within the water on that. But there's some nice scenes along here. As we come up and round, you can see all the workforce and all the construction crew and just everything with regards to the fishermen and, well, anything and everything that you can imagine. It's all within, and I just think the detail is brilliant, to be honest. As we come up and around, can you spot anything in the trees? That is the Superman scene. That got picked out and spotted out a good while back. So you've got the 2 bricks stuck together with the 2 little baby children. So there is a new brick out now, so they might add that to the family. And then you've got these people in there with the cat and fish. Got that one on the trampoline. Then you've got Superman's sort of cape. And then you have Superman himself, and then you have a construction worker cutting up a little bit of wood. Pigs are spotted this time. I don't think I spotted them the last time. And then you've got the person walking the dog. And then you come up and round. And again, full length. There's the train going around in the background, so that's a real nice touch. And then you've got all of these birds and everything, and you've got the detail and everything within the water. Then you've got the tree. And then as we come round to the right-hand side, there'll be some other little bits and pieces as well, just to have a look at. And then you've got the climbers and everything on the left. And then you've got some other bits and pieces all around in there as well. And you can see how when they've been starting to chop down the trees and everything like that, how they've sort of used the elements just to give it that cut effect. And then we've got the boats and things. So hopefully keeping tally of how many cakes people that you've got. That is a clue, because there was one close. Like I said, I'm not pointing them out, only pointing out the first one because I don't want to spoil the game for you, but that is the only clue that you're going to get. Now this is, again, just a sort of a deforestation, nice touch. You've got the one guy with the axe cutting it all down, and you can more than likely imagine that they could easily add in plenty more minifigures in there, which they always will do, and keep swapping it up. And this looks like a little bit of a, well, all sorts going on. I was about to say sawmill, but that's the wrong display. You've got all the construction stuff, because you've also got all the timber and everything there, so it could well be a sawmill. Or they're just doing a little bit of work on there. Where's my pants guy with the fish going up. So obviously he's from the Lego movie. So if you have any of those minifigures, they're actually worth holding on to. I also like how they've got the fish going upstream and the elements that are used to sort of give off that detail as well. I think that's a real nice thing, a real nice touch. I spotted 1 or 2 new bits and pieces within here as well. So you've got all the gold coming out of obviously the big mine, and then you've got all the explosive symbols and everything. And then you see there's chicken, more chickens, and then I'll pan up and there is 1 or 2 more bits that I have seen. So I was convinced that there was a Lego cake person around here. There wasn't. So I was really zooming in on that, thinking, they could hide one in there. They didn't, but you got this guy up here, and then there was something above, which we will come back to. The battery ran out at the right time, because obviously the lights have just come on, so we will pan back down to that bit. But as I stepped away, I then had to wait 5 or 10 minutes because there was somebody taking a load of photos just where I was stood, because it's quite a popular area that way. Now you can see there's a big figure there holding on to 2 orange things. I don't know if that was a big Yeti or what. That was, again, full length in the camera, and I still, from through this laptop screen, I couldn't quite figure out what that was. But here we go, we're back at it now. So as we pan up, you can see there are some birds in the trees as we keep going up. There's one just there, and there's another 2 in the nest just up at the top. So there you go, view into a bit of bird watch. And now this is very much a case of hunt down the individual or multiple figures that will be dotted within that tree once we found all the aliens, and if they have added a Lego cake person into this section of the display. So coming round and down, got all the gold on the outside. And then just, even if you can't spot anything with regards to what game we're playing, but you have seen something new that you didn't see in the last video, like for example, did you notice that little sort of crane that was in there, that with the ram on the front? Should I say drill, not crane? Did you spot that last time? Or is that new? Or is it just something that I didn't film or miss? And then again, there's all sorts of things like this. Because I've got come to this bit when it's dark, you can just actually see how far back it goes and how much detail it is within. Now, obviously, it is all minifigure scale, so every single one of these pieces are your normal Lego bricks, and they've just been incredibly designed and put together. So it's a credit to the guys and girls that have put all of this together, and then also the person that is in charge of doing like the little dioramas with all the minifigures. That would be something I'd love to do. I can't build at all, but I'd like to think I've got a sort of a creative mind for displaying minifigures out and trying to get half decent photos. So that would be good fun, trying to place some minifigures. But no, my luck, I'll end up trying to put one of the figures in there and then falling straight into all the trees. So there's got to be a secret way of how they can get in and put all those minifigures up on top. As we come round, there will be, I do believe, there's the alien. So I've never seen that before with the other one. So you can see all the trans green figures on that. And then as we pan around to the right, I do believe there's an Indiana Jones reference as well, which I haven't spotted before. But there it is, just there. There's the little tomb just on the outer edge. Then it comes around, you've got the snake, and then he's running. So this just a little something that I've not spotted before. It's probably been there for ages and ages and ages, but never spotted it. Have you in the past? Again, then just let us know, because you've got a much better eye than I do. But you've got what down there? You've got a couple of snakes, spiders, and then you've got all the sort of shrubbery and everything sticking out the side of the brickwork. Coming up and round, how many figures are you up to at the moment for this cake challenge? As we come into a very complicated section, because you've got cowboys, Indians, tents, live fires, news reporters, moose, people running away. You've got to look at all the facial expressions as well, because there's so many different types of minifigures. Some are happy, some are having an absolute nightmare. You've got the really nice effect of the campfire, you've got little babies, and you've got all the animals and things. So you've got like all the, I say grey parrots, but it's like the birds. And then you've got things like the CMF pirate minifigure just hidden there, and then just behind it, look, the boat's there, the cannon's there, and there's a skeleton. And then coming around, you've got the 2 horses, you've got the person fishing, and then as we come up and through, there will be 1 or 2 more bits that I think I spotted for the first time. So this we saw last time. You've got a little thing going on in there. We saw Gollum last time, so I will point that out to anybody that wants to see him. That's very much a case of you blink and you miss. But there is, obviously, you've got the little, obviously you've got a Duplo bunny just in there. And then you are now starting to get into where all of the dinosaurs are. But there's a lot of frozen figures up at the top. But can you see the send help? And then you've got the other minifigures. You've got Bugs Bunny. And then as we come down, you've got the next big diorama in there with a couple of minifigures in, so just pay attention to what minifigures that you can see. And then in here, that is where that minifigure is. So he's just there. That is where you've got to look, and that's how hard you've got to look. So some of the games, apparently, that they do play, it's even more difficult than that to spot, because there's a gremlin dotted about, and you have to be 7'2" and jump to be able to see it, where it's hidden behind one of the skyscrapers. But that did get pointed out to us last time that we were there, and then managed to film it to see what it was like. But it was a case of blink and you miss. I think I might have caught it again this time for you all, but we'll just have to see as we go around. All the trains and everything are working. It's just lucky dip with regards to what time they come round. But now you've got all the Ninjago minifigures, so count them all, make sure that they are all there. I'm sure there are, and then as we come up and further round, there will be a couple of other minifigures dotted within. So really, really use your eyeballs, because like you've got little animals just there. There's a bear scene as well somewhere. So you've got the baby dino just there. There's the bear to the right-hand side. That blends in. That's the first time I've seen that. So that's really far up. So I've not seen any of those before. So I obviously just didn't tend to point the camera that way. That's why I think it would be good to play the game, which involves literally having to look at every single minifigure closely, and then everything else around it will obviously then get filmed, and we can have a really good look. Right, as we come through, so we're just over the top of that train track as we were before. You've got Happy Chappy there just walking about around the outside of the farm, and we're getting close to the wind bit as well. So this is obviously all the water, and then through the front. Not everything gets filmed. That's why it's slightly shorter, because at certain points, like now, for example, when I'm pointing the camera one way, I will be looking the other. So, for example, the yellow submarine from the Beatles, that might not have got filmed because there was nothing around it. So, like I said, the other video is longer, but that's because we were trying to find all the different scenarios. Whereas this one, I could sort of look, no, it's not there, and I didn't want to waste too much of your time. But like I said, you should have now seen 4 of the birthday cake minifigures. If you haven't, don't worry. I'm not going to make you rewatch it the whole 27 minutes again. Like I said, it will be recapped, and I'll go over every single one at the end of the video. And then you'll be then kicking yourself going, oh yeah, fair enough, it's easy enough to find, or whatever else. But they are very, very well hidden, some of them. Some of them are in a naughty place, and some of them are actually quite simple to find. It's just that if you're looking in the wrong direction, like all of these dinosaurs, for example, you can see that they're chasing the pizza. You've got all the little baby ones, you've got the person with the egg, then you've got the forklift truck doing the pizza, but then you've got a pizza tree as well. So all of this has been seen over a long period of time. So there's your pizza tree. But then you've got to look, you've got the cow with the chicken on the back, you've got all the figures in there, you've got more like a tent and things up at the top, but I couldn't ever see what that is. This, I still don't know what that is with the brown sort of thing sort of coming out of it. I'm not too sure what that'll be. Obviously, I think that's 94, that car, possibly, off the top of my head. Was it 96? But that's the old hot rod. And then in there you've got loads of detail. Can you see the minifigure? Hopefully you saw the Muppets on there. And then you've got the obviously the chicken. So again, they have hidden like that Muppet minifigure that was just sat there. It blink and you miss. If I pan too quickly, you're just not going to be able to see it. But we have had a good look round for all of the ones that we need to have a look for. So there we go. We just had a quick look at the submarine. I knew it wasn't there, so it didn't need to hover around that area for too long. But there is lots of nice little detail and everything around that way. If you actually have a sig fig and you can spot your own sig fig with regards to sort of like the torso and everything else that you have, and if you sort of twinning with the any of the figures that are in here, again let us know. So that was another smooth battery change, and then we are back off, and we are looking up nice and high on this area. So you've got all the snow people, and then there's your Bugs Bunny and everything again. As we come round, we will then move on to the next display. So 2 within this section. So it's a half and half display. You've got Duplo and Lego within this, starting with the Duplo boat, and then we'll loop round and we will see what we can find as we go. We've nearly broken the halfway mark already. So half an hour mark already. We're well over halfway now. So we are doing all right so far. So if you're still with me, absolutely perfect. Not to put you off what you're supposed to be looking for, but obviously this is the World Explorer area, so it's a green zone. Now the green zone has the glass cabinet at the back. That is in a separate video, as is every other glass cabinet in every single coloured room for all of the other LEGO models that are on display. So all of them will be uploaded over the period of time. You also then have a minifigure area around this way where you can actually create your own minifigure. When I went round there, it was pretty cool actually, because they had changed the bases that they're sort of like you're challenged to make things up. So there was footballers that you had to try and make up, and then there was other sporting events. I think there's like tennis, and then there's just other random ones on the base that you then put in to get your photo taken. So that was a nice touch. But you can see much further back in that sort of corner, that is where all the minifigure area is. Now, is there a cake in that spinny thing? Is there a cake higher up? Is there a cake anywhere to be seen? We are looking for 2 of them. And I did spot a nice new scene in here. They've added in a beach sandcastle brick, which I thought was a nice touch. They still have the Santa Claus minifigure, which I really like, tanning himself up. There is a Star Wars minifigure, I do believe, that is on the suntan bed. Absolutely no idea what that figure is. So if you are a Star Wars fan, please do let us know. There's a lot of different scenes within this short period of time. So whatever you spot, let me know, and let me know what figures some of them are as well, because you've got obviously some of the people on the surfboards, they're all right, but it's just quite hard to zoom in and see them all. You've got the people playing tennis, people playing volleyball, you've got the lifeguard up top, you've got somebody having a bite to eat, and then as we come round, we will see it a little bit better. So you've got all of this, you've got the strong people sort of benching away, and then you've got a sporting activity with those sort of gates. Any other figures down there? You've got all of the beach towels, I think, which is a real nice touch with obviously all the different tiles. You've got the crab, you've got the person just floating away. He's going to be in trouble if he's not careful. And you've got all the ones on the outer edge. And I think that one that was on the outer edge by the water had an exclusive Lego torso. So that would be the kind of thing that we need to look for. And I think there's like 20 of those that we'd have to find. So it is a seriously big game. You've got the big friends boat coming in and coming round, and then you've got one of the drivers on that one, so the captain again. And now you have we're getting close to some DC minifigures as well. And again, you've got some birds within the trees. You can see a couple of the different parrots in a different colour this time. And as we pan down, you've got the castaway scene, and he is looking at the mermaid. So there's a mermaid just to the right hand side, which you would have spotted as I panned up. And as we pan around, you can see all the flame effects, all the fire. You can see his boat that's a little bit wrecked and ruined. This I really like. I'm glad that this is still here, because you've got the snow person underneath the shade so he doesn't melt, and then you've got Santa with his sunglasses on, just chilling out with massive beard, prepping himself for Christmas. So that's always a nice touch. And you've got all the minifigures in the swim shorts and the bikinis as well. And then you will see there will be a brick. There it is. Look, the breach brick. I like that. So that would be a cool thing to actually make up in that scale and add into your beach displays. So if you have a beach display, your summer display, that's a good idea to add in, because you can see it. They've added in a teeny tiny little like bin bucket, which is obviously the where you put all the sand and everything else like that. Sand bucket, is that? I guess that'll be what it'll be. But yeah, it's a nice touch. I think that I didn't spot that last time. And he's obviously got his little spade as well. So he's got his bucket and spade set. That'd be an easier way for me to say it. And now we are looking at Fabuland. Lots to look at, lots to take in, lots of minifigures to hunt down. But I think that beach brick is a real nice touch. But just zooming in, is there anything dotted around anywhere? Can you see anything? You can see there's three of them there with Mohicans. There's a full-on beach gym. A hot dog challenge is another one, apparently. So there's hot dogs dotted around all over the place. That is also another challenge if you are willing to accept it. And that is the minifigure underneath there. So his torso is there, and that I don't know what that is. So if you want to let me know in the comments below what torso that looks like, please do let me know, because I could not figure it out whatsoever. I'm sure it's a very important character, but I have no idea. I think it is a Star Wars one. Is there anything else dotted around? You've got the lifeguards, you've got the little shacks. Looks like he's got a bit of sunburn on that one. And then you've got all the toilet facilities and everything. And then we're coming round and applying for your tickets to get into the front entrance of the theme park. So you've got people on the bench. You've got the little cars, little trucks. Come on, come on, come on. There's got to be some other minifigure around here that I've not spotted before. I do like the detail that is within this. So obviously you've got the big elephant for Fabuland, big history behind this brand and everything else. I'm not going to go into that now, but that is available in other videos that have been done, and it's a very, very interesting concept by Lego themselves. So you have got the little tuk-tuks, bike pulling a load of not too sure what they were supposed to be, to be honest. They're animals, aren't they? They're cats with hats. That's what they are. They're all little cats with little hats sat on it. How cool is that? So then you've got all the people having the ice ollies, all the translucent oranges, yellows, and blues. What else have we got? A load of crabs. I do like how they've made the out of tiles just the little sort of sheets and blankets and stuff. So that's a nice little thing. And then you've got more of them here. So you've got more little scenes and everything set up. So there's something going on there with a dog and another bird. That group is looking at something. Got the surfer. You've got a lot of generic figures. There are a couple of CMFs in there. So you've got the shark suit. Anything on the roof. You've got a band. It looks like it's coming in from a little bit further back. So that looks like there was some figures from a completely different set, but I can't figure out exactly what they're from. I'm not too sure if that was the villains from the Ninjago TV series, and that was I think it might be the one that had sort of like the afro hairdo, and there's a couple of others. They all look like they're band members, but they're not. I think they might be some of the Ninjago sort of villains within that. And then yeah, maybe again, could be absolutely miles off, but let me know your thoughts as we go around. Let me know. And again, you've got just all the detail and everything with all of the bits. So all of these sorts of things with regards to how tall this is. So obviously this is, you know what this should be from. And as we come up and round, you will see exactly what it is. And they are at the top, and there are minifigures in it. Once we have a look at the one from behind. Now, the Fabuland is all obviously different animals. If you spotted them, all the animals are in this display as well. So we've seen obviously the elephant at the front. There is another animal down at the bottom getting a photo taken. So they're all in full. I was going to say full-blown costume, but obviously it is actual animal based. But you can make it out that that's what they are there for pure entertainment. But again, I just like detail with regards to all the rockery and everything at the front. Like lots of ice cream as well as ice lollies. That's always a nice little thing to see. You've got the bumper cars, which I'm going to copy that idea from and use my the superhero cars for something very, very similar to that. Either that or a go-kart track. I'm not 100% sure which one to go for. Go-kart track might be quite cool though. You can keep it nice and small, put them all on there. And it might just be easier for me to build. It just needs to be tiled without having to put a roof on. So this is a boat that gets changed every year. So I did read this last time, and we did read it together. There is the alien minifigure is actually on the beach. I really struggled to find that last time, but the alien minifigure is there. So having a look from the other side, as we're coming round and down, you have got all the lights and everything coming on now, which again just looks brilliant and very, very, very effective. So if you have lit up your cities, credit to you, because I would not know where to start, nor would I have the patience for anything like that. So we're 39.5 minutes in. All of the minifigures will be shown at the 51-minute mark, or there or thereabouts, just after that, because I know exactly where the file is, so I can then just add it to the timeline, and I can carry on the voiceover, and we can go. So you should hopefully have 6 on the list, or about to have 6 on the list. So that is 2 from this display, 4 from the one before. There's a couple of bits that I've never seen before, like that alligator there eating the person that has the time, and there's a lot of stuff going on in that display, which you will get a much better look at in a slightly different video as well, unless I actually go for it now, because I'm not too sure if I bailed because it was difficult to see because it was dark. You can see how deep that goes down to the bottom of the volcano, and then just look at all the minifigures. You've got a couple of them to the left-hand side. You've got one minifigure tied up. You've got another minifigure in a pot. So there's a lot going on this one, but I do come back to this bit. I think it gets added on in a little bit towards the end of the video. So I think once I found all the figures, I then went back around again to the stuff that was dark at night to then film a quick bit during the day, just so it will come through a little bit cleaner. Right, 4. We're looking for 4 more. So it's a fresh slate again. So if you're 0 for 2 on that one, don't worry. If you're 2 for 2, good for you. So this is the boat that moves really, really quickly. So the red one's disappeared. The white one is obviously the Mickey Mouse boat. But on the right-hand side, is bottom right, you can see it's green, red, and everything else like that, where they're in the process of painting it, but they actually spun it round and brought it much, much closer to the glass. So where that red boat is just there, I think that one moved, and they had that side on so you could actually see the display much easier, which I think makes sense because it's quite difficult to see it from here. But that had been twisted around, and that was within half an hour probably, maybe coming from this point onwards. So they are always tweaking stuff around, even when you're there, let alone having to be away for a couple of weeks. Right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. There are obviously loads of displays around this area with regards to the boats. You've got the pirate chase on the back. You've got a lot of construction workers on this one, so it does mimic quite a few other scenes. So there's the pirates trying to catch some bits and pieces, but you just got to look around for all of the other minifigures. There are quite a few in this display, so there's a lot to take in. But there's one holding a banana, so I think that 4 or 5 of those we're up to now. So yeah, if you're a fan of them and you've collected them all, I know some of you are, then hopefully you're looking out for those as well. And you can just the scale of this boat is just massive. I know I'm zoomed in on the camera, but if you were to go up on the stairs and just soak it all in, how big this is in the dock is an enormous shipping thing. So look at the size of the crane that is connected to the boat, and then you can see that that's a modular behind it that's obviously been extended because it's actually 3-tier. So they've added on some extra bits. That's a thing that I've not actually spotted before either. Like the modulars were modulars, but they've actually added on tiers to them to sort of make them stand out. You've got the people on the lunch break that like to get shouted at. That we saw last time. And then you've got the construction crew there talking. You've got a load of people moving some bits and pieces around. Love the detail on the floor underneath the forklift. I might try and copy that for, again, my Marvel display, how they've added the cracks and things into the floor. And then it gets very busy very quickly all around this way. So you can see how the train just sort of blends in nicely. Look at that for timer. As that then shoots round. And then you've now got loads of vehicles to look at. You've got the skateboards coming down. You've got the aliens up at the top. There are turtles somewhere, so you're going to have to hunt down the turtles. There is lots of different Batman figures over this way. You've got obviously bits and pieces up on there. And then you've got all of these really, really tall skyscrapers. Now, I would really like to know how tall some of them are, because they tower over absolutely everything. Right, another battery change, or the camera's overheating, one or the other. Lots to try and look at further back in, so it's very much a case of all of this side of things now we will really have to pay a huge amount of attention to next time, because there's actually quite a few minifigures in here that are quite important for the next game, but they weren't necessary for me to zoom in on, because like I said, at certain points I was eyeballing it and moving the camera around at the same time. So if I don't zoom in on certain places, it's because there's no real need to. But you've got all these displays, loads of the CMFs. So you can see there, you've got those figures walking over, so you know what that's supposed to mimic. And then you've got the music band. Then you've got the English pub, which I've got a story of to tell you after, because that is where the creator of that designed the Sig figures. I do believe that's some turtles coming down on a skateboard. And then front here, you've got in front of all the buses and everything like that, you have just all sorts of minifigures. And again, as soon as it changes into from day to night, it then either makes it easier to find certain things or slightly harder. It makes it harder to find the minifigures, but a lot easier to see what's inside the building. So for what we're doing, almost, shall I say, all of them are outside. You can see there's a Batman there just by the black car. He's in his funky outfit that he's wearing. I think that was a 3-pack Batman, which I actually do now want to get because I've got a DC display going on. I can actually use those torsos as a thing that I've got an idea for. And also the bit like the idea from the Batman space rocket, where he's got the bit where you get all the extra torsos with, where he picks and chooses his outfit. That's a thing that they actually added on to that set. Now, if you spot the DC minifigures, and you've got the astronauts and things in there around this absolutely amazing lighthouse. I actually saw the new lighthouse finally in hand, in box. So I've not seen it built, but on the outside of the box, it looks absolutely amazing. So I maybe one day might try and add that to the city. You can hopefully see the Simpsons out there. There are some other minifigures further back that is full length. I think there's 3 Simpsons up there, under where it says "Got Bricks," and then you can see you've got the big calf, and then other little bits and pieces all dotted in and around. But again, wasn't paying huge amount of attention to the buildings because we were looking for all of the figures. But like I said, the next video, or the video for the multiple minifigure game, will be a lot longer than this, I would imagine. Now, this parade will change every year. Now, this parade was actually developed by a different, it's almost hand-selected with regards to different clubs. I suppose that's the easiest way to describe it. So they will put forward their entry, and then it sort of stays on display for 12 months, and then that will change, as does the alien boat. That also changes yearly, because that was designed by a member of the public as such. So it was created to be put into the city. So it'd be amazing if you could sort of add something to the city and be skilled enough that it should have always been there. And then obviously it rotates over the year. But just got to pay attention to rooftops in between the buildings. You've got the 3 balloons and everything on that, but don't forget, I am, like I said, eyeballing a lot of stuff at the same time. So if I'm not zooming in, so I've just found a minifigure that is important for the next game. So that's handy to know that there's 2 of them in that parade, but they will be really hard to find, because I think what I'm going to have to do is basically just hold the camera still or just go the pace I am now when it's a large group like that, just so you guys at home will be able to see where all these minifigures are. Right, guys, we are slowly starting to run out of time before I start telling you where they all are. But there should be 1 or 2 more still to come. So remember, it's out of 10. Let us know how you get on. Let us know when you see them as well, what you think of the actual placement. That I like, with him going, he's sort of lost the plot and he's put the white all up in the tree. And then this is where we copied the slope from. The football game was the women's England team versus Germany, which is a real nice touch. So they've changed all of that over. They've pulled it all out. That changes all the time. So I think that will then also change like it did for the Halloween display. But it's nice to see that they've incorporated the women's football game in there. If I could zoom in more, I would love to soak in all of the different people that are in the crowd. I would like to see how many CMF minifigures are in there, how many duplicates they put in there as a game. But that is, again, full length on the camera. So you can see there's a little streaker down at the bottom being arrested. You've got the police on the radios trying to catch him. Up here, you've got a Star Wars ship. You've got the Mini Falcon in the car park, so that's hidden away. They've actually hidden lots of stuff layered, so you almost have to, for me, with a camera, raise my arm up and look behind the buildings. That is obviously Mr. Lord Business. So he is there. It says, "I've got my eye on you." So that's another nice little touch from the Lego movie. But yeah, you've got the English and the German flag on the front. And whoever's playing within that book, that always changes as well. There's a couple of displays out the front that weren't necessary for this video, but we will still have a little quick look. But there you've got the cheerleaders are out the front, and there's some other bits as well, but we will move on. So we've got 1:20 seconds to go. All the friends on the front, you've got these guys as well, and then we will keep coming round and we'll see where the rest of them are. So we've got the train. I like the fact that they've actually added that onto the track, because that was a giveaway purchase, but potentially that could be the original one. So if you've got a good eyesight, you can let me know. And again, there's a lot to look at with regards to just all of the detail that is hidden within. I like the little actual birds that they've made up as well. That's a nice touch. That I would love to have. That is the Billund train. I do believe that was a special purchase on the day from Billund Lego Park only. So if you've got one of them, you're very, very lucky. There's another hot dog. And there's also a lot of other CMF minifigures down there. The Gremlin is around that rooftop, I do believe, somewhere. And you also have Superman and Spider-Man dotted around, going up and down, and you've got Iron Man as well. So they're all dotted around within. And can you see anything within the buildings? Have you found all 10? It's going to be very cut up and choppy, because we're going to have a look at some bits and pieces that I've missed. And then, all going well, we will just run round and I'll point out where they all are located. I found this quite nice. I thought this was a real nice touch with regards to just all the spray paint and everything going on. And again, it's just there's so much hidden detail within there. I think they've moved one of the Batman from there. Obviously you've got Robin and Batgirl just chilling out. And then as we come round and down, we've got a couple of different displays at the front. So this is some of the little bits and pieces that we've yet to see. You've got the skateboard person. You might recognise who's on the actual skateboard. You've got the ET phone box. And then you've got this pretty cool tower as well. And again, it's a big thing, right? So there's a lot to look at and a lot to soak in for all of this. Now we have got about 9 minutes left, because like I said, what I do is we'll run round. So there's the side of the boat. You can see how it's been painted on the side. I think that's a cool little thing, completely different to obviously what it was. I don't think it is actually built that way. I'm sure that is different. Could be miles off from that. I've never seen that before. But like I said, we're just going to find some bits that we missed, because basically we get stuck in this corner, which is never a problem. Everybody's taking loads of photos and things. But there is a Spider-Man to look for. He's swinging around somewhere, I do believe. There's a couple of bikes shooting about. I think that might be a Doctor Strange sat at the table as well, potentially. So there's just random minifigures dotted around all over the place, but this is the last little bit. So this is the bit that we've not yet seen. Hopefully you are now close to up to 10 minifigures. If you're not, you're not. Don't worry about it. Like I said, I couldn't find all of them first time round, so it's not a problem. We will go through where they all are, so hopefully you can, if you've been writing them down and where you think they are, you're not going to forget now what you've already spotted. But this is the last little bit that I wanted to show off, because it's the last little bit that we got to. So you've got the detail on the roof, and then there you go. You've got the guy falling down the stairs, which is the injured minifigure. So there is the injured minifigure. You've got Harley Quinn up at the top as well. And then what I really like is all of the grey minifigures up at the top on that one. And then there is looks like another little display down there on the table. And then you've got all of the little jet skis and everybody on the decking and the docks and everything on that. And then you've got the nice sort of bright, vibrant pink. I also think it's really clever how steep the staircase is, but you can see Spider-Man just down there swinging away, and then the Octane symbol in the distance. But hopefully it's come across okay so far. Hopefully you've enjoyed the little game that we've been playing. We are about a minute or so off from me pointing out where they all are, so this is just now a case of finding a couple of the scenes that I missed and just couldn't get to. So there's some more Muppets just there, obviously, and then on the left hand side there's a little bit of a bike chase, and you've got some other little Easter eggs and things all hidden around, ready for the next couple of games that we will be trying to play as we look through and round, but you can just see how far back the staircase goes. There's another Lego house torso just on that one, so have to make a mental note of where that is for next time. Got a lot of police and everything around this way, and then you've got, again, the two dinosaurs getting married. So that is it. Game is over. We will now make our way through and around and then have a look. So there's a lemur, the minifigure from the video. And now this is it. We are going to now walk back to the beginning. And we are going to hunt all of them down. Hopefully I hold on to them long enough, but I will speak super quickly just in case. But guys, we've got about 5 minutes left, so if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Like I said, leave comments and stuff with what you found as we go around, and hopefully you've enjoyed yourself. But game is on. So this is the one which was a giveaway. I think everybody should have got one on their list, which is this one just here. This scene is amazing on the eye, but it is quite difficult to film because you can't film everything because the height of the roofs and everything else like that. But you could just stay up at the top and really soak everything in. And like I said, you had the little bit of Easter egg with the complete variation of that modular. I love that as a ski slope. Right, number 2. It was early. It was early on, early doors. There he is. He was underneath the door with the lady underneath the paint thing. So that is 2 of them. Did you spot that one? Let me know. Then we'll come round and down. We've got all of these, all of this. None of them. They are not there. We've got 2 more to hunt down. I tried to give you a clue on this one. So camera will now go full length. Can you see him? Eyeballs. We will go from top to bottom. We'll look at the birds. We'll pan down like I did. And there he is. Just there, right in the middle with his gold hat behind the brown log that has fallen. So that is where that one's okay. But that is now fully zoomed out. That's what I was looking at through the camera. So that, as far as that is away for you, is what I was trying to do, and having to zoom in and everything. So that's why I zoom in and back out again. So it was slightly difficult to find some of them. This one I could not see at all. This is the one that had to be pointed out to me. You have to go at the angle, and then you have to zoom in over the pizza tree. That's why I was trying to make a big thing of the pizzas. And he is hidden underneath that silo on the bottom right-hand side. So there he is, just there, tucked away. That is a difficult one to find. So if you got that one, credit to everybody. And it's amazing to think how they actually got that in there, because it's so far away from the front. So they've got to have means and ways of doing it. I'd love to be on a fly on the wall to find out how that is. So that's 4. 4 down. Next 2. We have number 1. I was saying about the bumper cars. I did try and give clues. Hidden, just there, look. There he is, in the trees, right by the bumper cars. Just there, hidden well away within all of the trees. So we did pan round it, but you just might not have seen it, because I might not have zoomed in enough or whatever else. So that was the other one that I couldn't find. This one I found, and I think we did see, because I was trying to make out a big deal about all of the mascots and everything else like that. And there he is, just chilling out. And I do like that little circular swing in the middle as well. That's a real nice little thing that I could try and mock up and build, but I have no skill, nor do I have the pieces, so I can't do that. But it looks nice. So that's the 2. There wasn't any on the Duplo side. If you were looking on the Duplo side, I was for ages. It wasn't on that. It was just those 2 on that side. Right, one of the hardest ones of the game. Right behind Harley Quinn at the top of the stairs. He is just there. That is all you can see of him. So there's the bottom of the cake. That is him. That is how difficult they have made that one, because they've hidden him behind. So you can't see him from the front. You have to stand at a specific angle to be able to see that one. So that is number 1 of 4 on this side. I'm hoping every single person spotted this one, because I did zoom in on it long enough. I was talking about I'd love to know how tall the size of these buildings are. It was because he was just there. Look, he's on the clear between the 2 brown. That is him. And that is full length as well. Full length on the camera. So you can see him. You can see him by eye, okay? But like I keep saying, I keep looking through the little LCD display that is on there. Then what I was saying about the lighthouse, nothing to do with the lighthouse, I just quite like the look of it. And then we're moving on to the next thing. So I was saying, oh, you have to go up onto your tiptoes for different bits and pieces. Can you spot him before I zoom in on him? Right underneath the building, underneath all the construction workers, he is part of it. Just there, he's having a pizza, his back is turned, and he's having lunch with the other construction crew. That is number 3. And then obviously have a quick pan round and try and miss the camera on the little ones that are running around, as I now run round to the next one. So you have the Germany-England game. Nothing there. You have the train station. Nothing there. Are you ready? So this is the last one coming. So it is just located right past the lemur, underneath the blue writing behind the construction worker. So that is a bit of a tricky one to find. You've really got to zoom in on that one. Look how far back that is. So if you spotted that one, well done. If you didn't, you didn't. You can see that from 2 sides, but it is really difficult to see it from the other side. But guys, that is it. Time is up. Hopefully you've enjoyed the game. Let us know what you think. If you'd like me to do more of these videos, obviously I will do, to take forever to film them. As you can see now, there's just some random snippets of some little bits and pieces, and you can see the aerial view of everything that's going on. But I will leave you with that now. But guys, if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, like I said, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But more importantly, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-da.